What's going on, comic fam? It's your boy, the Bearded Comic Bro. I'm back for another Bearded and Cole's Comic Cover Challenge. And today we are doing the rest of indie comics. So a couple months ago, we did Image Comics, and now we're doing all the other independent publishers. So with that being said, let's talk comics.
Better put the word out. Get ready for the nerd out. Better put specs on. Better break necks on. I cut handsome checks for my expansion sets. They call me Obi-Wan. Act like you know me, son.
So again, if you're new to the series, it's very simple. Cole and I, we want to see your favorite covers that relate to the topic we give you. And so today we want to see your favorite indie publishers that aren't Image. And there's only a couple rules. One, it has to meet the criteria of the category that we're doing. Two, you have to own it. And that's simply it. And we ask that then if you do this video challenge, tag us in it so we can see. We love to see. We love when the community is doing this because I guarantee you there are going to be so many random books in this, especially my collection here, that you're probably have never even heard of. And I think this is what makes these cover challenges so fun. So with that being said, let's check out what I got for the rest of indie comics. So let's jump into my collection. First things first, I'm going to cheat. And I was like, oh, do I do this? I don't know. People are going to be upset that I'm cheating. Oh, I was like, you know what? This is my challenge. I don't care. I can cheat. Cole, if you don't like this, you can deal with it. But this is real. You'll see why I'm cheating. But I'm doing 3 covers here for the first one because this is Nottingham Volume 2. This is by Shane Connery Volk, the art. And gang, you've got the connecting covers. They look good. There's going to be 2 more added eventually. David Hazan is doing a great job with this series. Mad Cave Studios is who's publishing this book, and it's so cool. You just see the connectiveness of the covers. I'm a sucker for a good connecting cover. I did it with DC with the Human Target one. The intricacy of the details, you see the different characters here, but then on each cover, but then underneath here, you see the intricacy in the details of, as you can see the patterns and stuff like that. It's just so neat, and the different words that are popping up there. I had to do this for my cover. Again, I cheated. So sue me. Don't sue me. Actually, you can't. I don't have any money, so sue me. So let's see what I got next. Again, I know my collection, but I kind of just throw them in their mix because I like to see what pops up. And ooh, nice. So this is Chariot, issue number 3. Art is done by Jeff Deckel. This is a book by AWA, and I know Chariot popped into one of my other cover challenges before, but I love the covers of Chariot. I love the colors. I love the detail. You have as you can see, the guy is driving in the car. He has the AI right next to him here. And then in the car, you see the reflection of like the helicopters and stuff. It just is a really cool, this is what I picture of like an 80s, kind of like homage tribute cover to just the sweetness of that era. And, a lot of bright colors in this. And I think it just works really well. So I had to bring Chariot back into it, but it's a different cover than what I've shown before. Ooh. Gang, so this is issue, I believe, 48 of The Boys from Dynamite Comics, done by Derek Robertson. The Boys is popular right now, Amazon stuff, but I love this because it's an homage, but it's not, because it's a parody homage, and I think this is brilliant, and it's awesome. It's the Dark Knight Returns cover with Batman up at the top kind of is where he's supposed to be. And what I love is you've got Butcher kicking off Batman off the perch where he should be and falling. And again, you've seen these challenges before. I love a great homage cover, but a parody homage is chef's kiss. Like, let's go. It's so freaking good. Derek Robertson kills it. The Boy series is buck wild on TV. Like, holy cow. And I was so glad that I could bring this. This isn't a cover I see very often, so I had to bring it to the table and say, y'all check this out. All right, let's see what we got next. What do we... Ooh, this is Killer Groove. This is probably a series that not a lot of you have heard of. Art is done by Eon Maron, and again, I'm butchering the name. But this is from Aftershock Comics. Really cool series. It was a 5-issue series, I think back in like 2019. And I love is it's designed like an album cover. You can see there the price tag and stuff like that All the covers are done like this. Really neat series. If you haven't checked out Killer Groove, I think it's by Ollie Masters. Yeah, I really dug this series. It was kind of it came out before I started doing YouTube stuff, so I don't know if like people know this series or if it was slept on, but I really dug it. I really think you guys, if you haven't checked out Killer Groove, you will like it. And I mean, the cover is so good. Up next, we've got the Rocketeer, The Great Race. I think it's called The Great Race. Yeah, The Great Race. This is by IDW. It's a new series from them that they're putting out. You know I love me some Rocketeer. This is done by Gabriel Rodriguez, and I just love, it's an action shot that I know I've shown Rocketeer covers off before, and I've probably shown this one off, but it's so cool because it just encompasses everything that I imagine about the Rocketeer. A little more modernized art style, but I really dig it and I really appreciate it. And this series pays a great tribute to Dave Stevens throughout it all. Again, if you haven't checked out this series, by all means, go check it out. I think it's on issue 3 right now, and I think it's a 5-issue series. So check it out. Let me know what you think. So we've got we got 5 left, so we're at the halfway point. So let's see what we got next. We have so this is Second Coming, issue number 4. This is by Ahoy Comics, and this is done by the uber-talented Amanda Connors, and coloring is done by Paul Mount. The series is where a Superman character is roommates with Jesus Christ, and it's just off-the-wall bonkers of a situation. And you see in the cover of, like, Jesus is in jail here, and there's, people are trying to get them to turn their water and the wine and the food, the bad food into good food, and, mending a cut off finger and healing it, and bringing a rat back to life, all these things. And it just pays, tribute in a most funny way. This has just been Mark Russell kills it on this series. Second Coming has been one of my favorite series from Ahoy. Mark Russell is one of my favorite writers. Highly recommend checking out Second Coming if you've missed that. Ooh, okay. So we've got the Recount, issue number 1. Jonathan Hedrick is not the artist, he's the writer of this series. Gabriel Nunez does the art. I believe he did the art on this cover. I love it. It's the simplicity of the cover. You have the terrorist there with the clown mask and his gun, and then you have some of the the FBI agents kind of that are in the shadows. Just really neat. They have a lot of cool variant covers and things like this for the series, but there's something about the simplicity of this that I just am drawn to, and it captivates me. It makes me just like, get tingle. Like, it's just like, it's a little spooky. And, the Recount, really, again, this was a really great series by Scout Comics. If you've missed it, it's a political thriller, but it's not trying to be on one side or the other. Jonathan, when I was talking to him on my show, he's like, I'm not smart enough to be political. It's just as a really interesting concept that I think makes for a really cool story. So if you haven't checked out the Recount, by all means, you should do that as well. Ooh. So I hesitated to put this one on, and I'll explain here why. But this is Never Never from Heavy Metal, issue number 1. Art's done by Christopher Lair. And it's kind of one of those stories of, a twist on the classic Peter Pan and stuff. And the only reason I hesitated, I was late on getting this issue. They were flying off the stands because it was just a low print count for this. I thought it was a really cool concept. I think Bruce from Bruce and Stephanie Comics had talked about this one, and I know Two Brothers Comics had talked about this, and it was one I really wanted to get, and so I was like, I gotta get it. I saw they had it on Heavy Metal's website. This was like back in August, and I just now got it. Like almost a year later, I got my freaking comic book from them, so I didn't want to put it on there just because I'm like, I was so frustrated with it. And I actually haven't even gotten to read this series yet because I'd been buying the other issues knowing I was getting issue number 1, but if I had known it was going to take a year, I probably still would have done it because I wanted to read the book. But Heavy Metal, get your act together, let's go, okay? Send me my books at a little bit more appropriate timing. This isn't Kickstarter, okay? If it's in your shop, you should send it to me a within at least a month, 2 at the max. 10, be better. Be better. Gang, come on. So this is another from Ahoy Comics. This is a homage cover by Jerry Ordway. Gang, if I can't do Batman, I'm bringing in a Batman homage. This is an homage to the Batman 89 movie poster. You know, Batman on the ledge. You've got Joker kind of in the cloud. So cool. I love it. When I went to my shop, I was looking around. And I was like, oh, cool. Is The Wrong Earth in mine? He's like, yeah. He goes, I know you like A covers, but I pulled you a B cover. I'm like, ah. He goes, no. Trust me. I was like, okay. Because I hadn't looked to see what. And then he showed me. I was just like, ooh-wee, let's go. So these are, if you haven't read The Wrong Earth, it's a really cool series about the dichotomy of if you had like a Frank Miller Batman with the, you know, Adam West 1966 Batman characters, and they switch and flip-flopped universes. And so Adam West is in this dark and gritty universe, and this dark and gritty Batman's in this like poppy, weird universe, you know, like the Batman 66 show. And just the shenanigans that ensue, really cool. Highly check it out. Highly recommend that you check it out. This is by Tom Peyer. Really cool. We talked about it in an interview I did. Gang. But they did a whole series of one-shots. I think they're on like volume 3 of this series now. And this is like volume 4 is all one-shots. So it's Tom Peyer did it. Mark Waid did an issue. Gail Simone did an issue. Mark Russell did it. Like, it's like who's who of writers that I love. Gang, go check it out if you haven't. I don't even need to act surprised because I know what's on here, and I'm gonna hold this very carefully because I still haven't gotten this slabbed yet. But this is issue number 1 of Something's Killing the Children from Boom Studios. Werther Delrado is the artist on this series. I know I'm horrible with names. I apologize. This is just has become such an iconic cover, I think, in such a quick time. I've seen a lot of homage, you know, parodies of this cover of artists doing different characters and things, and you know, the subtle stuff of the eyes in the background that you can see there, and Erica Slaughter on the front, and you have just the huge, you know, the letters in the font that just is like, whoa. And, you know, the missing bikes where you're just like, you know, you can see Erica's looking into the woods like, okay, something's about to go down. I'm about to make something go down. So, just so cool. I think this is one of those, like, we talk about iconic covers down like 10, 15, 20 years from now, and people are doing YouTube of, like, most iconic covers. I think this is going to stand the test of time as an iconic cover. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the description of this video. You can't let me know in the description. I can. You can't, but you can let me know in the comments of this video. Do you agree? Do you think this is going to be an iconic cover? What are some of your favorite covers that I brought to the show? And with that being said, gang, I would love to see you do one of these. Tag me and Cole. Let me know if you do. And as always, hopefully you can find some time to curl up, grab a book, and nerd out. Peace.